Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you stopping on in. We got some UNKLE lined up in the schedule here today. Speaking of UNKLE, I'm an uncle and my niece is going to her first day of school today. High school, time moves quick. I remember the day that she popped out of her mama. And now she's going to high school. Anyways, today, a little bit of UNKLE here in your schedule here. We're going to be checking out the track Looking for the Rain. This is going to be featuring Mark Lanegan as well. This is coming off of their 5th studio album, The Road Part 1, which was released in 2017. We are checking this out as it was suggested and sponsored by Nola. Nola, thank you so much for the recommendation. I appreciate you sending on in the request. We had done a JP's Faves a few days ago with Bloodstain, one of my personal favorite songs, and I like to do those every once in a while. A JP Faves, something that I like, and kind of throw it out to you guys, see what you think of it. Some of you liked it, some of you didn't. That's okay. That's the way of the world. And listen, I haven't really kept up at all whatsoever with the band, so this will be completely new. So let's go ahead and dive on in, talk about it a little bit after. I gotta find it here. I'm going through the track listing to find it. Looking for rain. There it is. Here we go.
Children born to get high, turn your heads to the sky. We're burning in the heat below.
His voice fits perfectly here.
With a thorn in the side, and the ocean too wide, and the avenues so long. Suffering here, in the blood, in the fear. If you Judas me, man, I will kill you if I can.
I like how stark and gravely his voice is.
A solitary night bird is singing. Oh, a thunder crack you're hearing. I'm looking for the rain to fall. There's a wraith-like shadow appearing. Though my eyes are veiled, I'm looking for the rain to fall.
Nice crunch on that crash.
Suffering here, in the blood, in the fear. If you Judas me, man, I will kill you if I can. Children born to get high, turn your heads to the sky. We're burning in the heat below.
Man, he sounds so good in here.
With a thorn in the side and the ocean too wide, and the avenues so long. There's a wraith-like shadow appearing, though my eyes are veiled. I'm looking for the rain to fall. Looking for the rain to fall. Looking for the rain to fall. Armies down to defeat, all the dogs in the street are seeking shelter before a storm. I'm looking for the rain to fall. Looking for the rain to fall.
Ooh. I love how his voice just has this dry grit to it, which so nicely contrasts some of the typical trappings of the genre, which are, the vocals are smooth and soulful in a different way, or poppy and a lot of electronic music. But his vocals here are so wonderfully contrasting with that and creates this really wonderful against the grain kind of sound. And his vocals are wonderfully grained, right? Texture and grit and a tangibility in here that is just wonderful to listen to and addictive. And with the track title, Looking for Rain, the strings that are in here sound very deserty to me. That's the imagery I get. There's a wandering through the desert in search of rain, in search of water, in search of salvation and hope and an oasis of sorts. And the way that his vocals travel, hand over foot, crawling through the sand of the scenery here, really capture that idea to me. And I really like how, even musically, there's a lot going on, but it's a relatively somewhat bare track. But there's a cooling of it when it comes to some of those melodies, and then later on you have some kind of ambient vocals in the background, which kind of cool things off a little bit. So I like how this track goes from looking for rain to, at the end, kind of perhaps symbolically finding that rain and cooling off and providing a little hydration to the sound here that Mark is looking for. I think that all just works really, really well in this track. And like I said, I really like those strings that come in. They're very epic and grounded at the same time and bring things into a really nice kind of hold. Why did it go to the next song? Back me up. Okay. This part right here, that sounds very Massive Attack. And parts of this actually reminded me of Heligoland from Massive Attack, and perhaps even in certain ways the first track, Prayer for Rain, where it has vocals that aren't typical. The theme is still the same of, in search of rain or salvation, rain from, and that kind of thing. And I feel like there's a somewhat similarity between the tracks. But getting back to this, I really like that part there. And then, of course, once the beat drops in, it's a straight 4/4. Get the strings in the back. But there's always these little melodies behind it that kind of act as these little detailing, it's filling in of the tracks. I love that crash, that kind of crushed sound, especially on the cymbals there. You got some nice heavy guitar work that comes in only at certain moments throughout the track as well, which I like. Once again, it really nicely moves from something a little bit more barren into something a lot more dense and filled. And like I said, the dryness of the verse, with just that's very Massive Attack, that sound back there. Verse is just that. That to me is very dry. Contrasting with the ending, which sounded a lot more sustainable in a way. I feel like that journey that takes place in the track is really, really well done. And it feels good from beginning to end. And it really does feel like an adventure and a movement as we are searching, looking, hoping for this rain. And I guess it also kind of works with the title of the album, The Road. Road indicates journey. This is just part of that. Children born to get high, turn your heads to the sky. We're burning in the heat below. With a thorn in the side and the ocean too wide and the avenues so long. Oh, it'll be suffering here and the blood and the fear. If you Judas me, man, I will kill you if I can. If you betray me, God help you. A solitary night bird is singing over thunder crack you're hearing. I'm looking for the rain to fall. There's a wraith-like shadow appearing, and though my eyes are veiled, I'm looking for the rain to fall. Repeats the lines from here again. Look for the rain to fall. Armies down to defeat. All the dogs in the street are seeking shelter before a storm. I'm looking for the rain to fall. I'm looking for the rain to fall. I'm looking for that moment right before shelter has to be seeked. And if you maybe he is the coming storm. I mean, he says, if you mess with me, basically, if you betray me and my trust, it almost has a Western-esque kind of feel to it as well. Now that I'm kind of reading the lyrics and kind of putting that towards the music as well, there's something to me that kind of hints at this mysterious stranger arriving to the town and what he brings with him. It's very like Clint Eastwood, What was that movie, Pale Rider? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Like he brings something with him kind of to the town. Sometimes it's salvation, sometimes it's chaos. A little something of both. Let me know what you guys thought down below, of course, down in the comments. I appreciate you all being here. Nola, thank you so much for the recommendation. Appreciate you sending over the request. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.